that I'm just going to say.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. So what we're gonna be doing in this week's video is reacting to some quote-unquote true horror stories. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video.
A year ago, I moved into another town. The town was very small and isolated and had a small population. I started going to a small boxing gym, and only a few guests used that gym as well. Whenever I go to the gym, I could see there were about 1 or 2 people. The gym was barely managed and used to smell something weird, like someone's sweat. I learned almost nothing from there for 2 months. The instructor was not always there, and I just go to the empty gym and work out by myself every time. Still, I had no choice but to go there since it was the only gym in the neighborhood. In addition, it was good to use as much exercise equipment as possible. Another advantage was that there were quite a few punching bags in the gym, which were much softer and more elastic than ordinary ones. It seemed to be a kind of luxury punching bag. The instructor always looked at me with a cold eye whenever he meets me, but it didn't matter anyway. All I have to do is just exercise at the gym. Then one day, something happened. Suddenly, the cops came into the gym and started asking the instructor lots of things. It is said that people were constantly missing in this small town.
After
concluding that the criminal was in the neighborhood, the cops started to look for him, but they were unable to catch him. It was a little creepy for no reason. Well, I'm a strong dude. Thinking like that, I just shook it off. After that, the time has passed. One day, I came out to exercise as usual, then found police cars parked in front of the gym. As I got closer, I couldn't help but be shocked. The instructor was being arrested.
Arrested for what?
The cops blocked me from entering the gym, but I could literally see it. I could see those things through the narrow view. It was the bodies that were being pulled out of the punching bag by the police.
Wow.
The punching bags in the gym contain the bodies of the missing person.
Wow.
The police investigation revealed that the instructor had killed a total of 6 people in the town and kept the bodies in a punching bag to create an alibi to avoid the police.
Wow.
I started to panic after the police interrogation and immediately came up with something. I mean, the feel of the punching bag. I threw up right away. After that day, I've been suffering trauma and eventually quit boxing and moved to another place.
I was moving out the first instant.
However, even now, I can't forget the weird stench of the gym. The smells that I thought were just sweat.
Wow. Wow.
This happened.
Number one was, it was weird, but like, how the police found out about it? Like, if you understand what I'm trying to say, how the police found out it was the gym instructor who was doing all of that. I don't get it, but it was interesting. Let's continue.
night when I was 16 years old. I never imagined anything like this literally had happened to me. I was in the local library searching for some science fiction or fantasy books since they were my favorite genres of anything. While I was searching the books, I came across this older man who looked like he was in his 50s. He appeared to be one of the employees, so I asked him where the SF books were, and he said they are in a section which he had pointed to.
Book and see that
After I thanked him, then I went over to the area where he pointed at and eventually found a Star Wars book. Being excited, I went to the front desk to rent it and then walked home, which took just a 15-minute. About 10 minutes walking, I looked behind me for no reason and saw a black van kept following me.
That's why I have
This made me really uncomfortable. I know that I've always been suspicious of vans, but this specific one that was following me looked just like it had been burned more than 5 times. The van soon caught up to me, and that was a hair-raising experience. When the driver rolled down his window, to my surprise, it was the same old man from the library. I asked him why he was following me, and he answered by saying he just wanted to make sure I got home safely. I know he was lying. Without any choice, I bolted all the way home and told my parents about him. No matter how close the place is, just drive wherever you go. They told me like this, and I thought it was over. However, what really makes this story scary was when I was playing video games in my room after that night. While I was focusing on the games, I heard a knock at the window beside me. And guess who was there? It was the freaking same guy from the library. However, only this time, I could definitely see him holding a .44 Magnum in his hand. I don't know where that courage came from. With anger, I quickly ran toward the window, opened it, and punched off that insane guy to drop onto the ground of our backyard. As my room was on the second floor, I ran down to my parents in their room to tell them what just happened. My mom called the police immediately, and they arrived in 10 minutes. They found him hiding in a bush in our backyard, and he was arrested right on the spot. We soon found out that he didn't work at the library, and even had many records of homicides, kidnapping, rape, and many other crimes. If he raised his gun on time when I ran to the window, I probably would have been another one of the victims killed by him.
Wow. That is no wonder I don't like libraries so much. Like libraries that just give me the creeps. Like something or someone will just jump out and like grab me or something. That's what, when was the last time I went to a library? What, like what? 4 or 5 years ago? I can't still remember when. Yeah, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. Whatever. Let's continue.
This happened in late September when I was walking with my dog, Bubba. First, I'd like to mention that Bubba is a small Chihuahua mix and weighs about 12 pounds. I'm also a small woman myself. I live in a relatively safe area in California, so I wasn't too worried about walking my dog at night. About a week ago, I was on my way home with Bubba, and I noticed that he seemed visibly upset about something. Although it was pretty dark, the streetlights provided enough light so I could see what the reason was. In the distance, a young girl who looked to be around 13 years old was walking toward us. She was dressed in what looked to be a school uniform and also wore black and white striped knee-high stockings and black Mary Jane shoes. And I could see that she was shorter than me. Bubba was getting more aggressive, barking and growling. Since he has never acted like this before, this made me feel like there was something off about this girl.
Just by how she,
I looked closer,
look
and
at how
that's
she
when
looking. Like, wouldn't you like leave or like just go someplace? Like, if I see a person or a girl or somebody looking like this, I'm not staying there.
noticed her unusual posture. She appeared to be limping with her head down, and it occasionally twitched every 5 seconds or so. Her right hand was in her pocket, and it looked like she was holding something. I now could see she had long, greasy black hair and bangs that covered her eyes. However, I couldn't see her face at all, since she was wearing a mask that covered her nose and mouth,
Girl,
and
leave.
that really creeped me out. Bubba kept on barking, which sounded deafening in the silent street. When we were about 5 feet apart, I could finally see what was in her hand. It was a flip phone. As I passed by her, then I could see one bloodshot eye peeking at me through those disgusting bangs. I started to pick up my pace. To my horror, she turned around and started to follow me.
Go on.
Being horrified, I was trying not to cry, and Bubba was pulling on his leash, still snarling and baring his teeth. Just then, I heard the girl saying from behind me, "Yeah, I found her. What should I do next?"
So now you
That's
started
when I
one.
picked up Bubba
Like,
and
at
started
this-
running
wow.
home. When I looked back, she was still walking peacefully with the phone up to her ear and staring at me. I didn't have any choice, just kept running, and I couldn't stop crying, although I finally got home. After that, I told my mom about what happened, but she was convinced it was just a Halloween prank, so we never ended up calling the police. Fortunately, I never saw her again, and I definitely never take walks at night.
Oh. Alright. So that was the last one. Was really, it was kind of, how to put it, it was weird. It was kind of weird. Like, I don't, like, I'm just speechless. I'm speechless. I have nothing to say, honestly, but it was enjoyable. Let's put it that way. It was enjoyable, interesting, and weird at the same time. So that's it for this week's video. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe what I should react to next. Make sure to go and subscribe to Radish Plays and Rasha Clinton. With that being said, have a nice day and see you later.